boy, box office is an interesting thing to talk about because Disney has quote unquote dominated the box office, but it's without the box office. So, here's what's happened. Analysts looking at the whole Disney premium video on demand for Mulan have been able to sort of extrapolate what they think Mulan has done. And in its opening domestic weekend, if you equate it to the United States, it's 250 plus million up to 260 million.
So isn't it 261?
Yeah. And that's pure profit. Nobody gets a cut, no theatrical, straight to Disney's pocket. This
Also, it should be noted that because this comes from Yahoo, and Yahoo's reporting on a third-party data program, data analytics.
Yep.
And they say a conservative quote.
Yeah. Now,
number of 261 million.
To put this into perspective, if this is in fact true, and Disney won't reveal any of that till the next investors call, more than likely, this effectively makes this the biggest domestic film of all time when it comes to the opening weekend because of pure profit number. Because again, like, yes, Avengers Endgame is the biggest, oh, look at that big opening. But again, theatrical cut and all that, you have to consider that. This is pure, like, pocketed by Disney here because they don't have to give anything to anybody. So, when you look at those numbers, they would be insane not to do this with more films. It's...
And there's a reason why there's now talk of Soul coming out. Because, of course, the new Pixar movie's going to come out. It's going to destroy things.
Yep.
I don't know why there's this, Black Widow's likely to move. It's like, is it though?
I think the situation is Soul comes out, and that's the next one. And they delay Black Widow maybe into February. And since it's not coming out again, February is our next official release of Black Widow on this. So they don't have to drop it just yet and have Wonder Woman bump again. Because that's my assumption. Because they're playing that game of chicken.
Well, here's the thing. Wonder Woman's going to bump regardless.
Oh, it is.
Tenet's tanked. I know the narrative's all around Mulan. Tenet has tanked.
Yeah.
There's no... WB are fudging domestic numbers. We know it for a fact. They're trying to spin the narrative so no one can say it's doing badly. If you're going to write about it, you have to be positive about it. And it's like, Wonder Woman ain't going to stay in Christmas. There's no way. It's going to move.
It's an insane position to be in because, again, the Christmas narrative is going to be, hey, do you want to go see Wonder Woman possibly die? Or do you want to stay at home and watch WandaVision? All right.
Seasons testings. There you go.
Yeah, like, I don't know, like, also why this whole narrative, like, if you just search up Mulan or look it up, apparently, like, it is the...
It's the worst grossing film ever made.
And it's the most offensive film or anything that anybody... Yeah. King Jong-un has resurrected and tortured the world based on Mulan reception, apparently. Like,
carried this movie for 9 months and gave birth to it. It's the Antichrist.
The aura surrounding this movie on the internet, and then I just, I like to gauge with the casual folk. So last time I was at the gym, like, one of the guys walked up to me and was like, hey, what'd you think of Mulan? I was like, I liked it. It's based on my favorite Disney animated film, so it's not as good as that, but I enjoyed it. He was like, I'm hearing great things. I'm gonna go order that now. I was like, all right. Like, and this is...
So I watched it on, when was it? Saturday or Sunday. Mm-hmm. It's like, you know what? It's my favorite remake, but that's not a high bar.
Yeah. Yep.
The remakes aren't great by any stretch of imagination. It's like, you know what? It's well made. It's well shot. I don't know. It's a decent little movie.
The fight choreography
Would I pay
in it
20
shocked
quid for it
me.
in a cinema? Probably not.
Oh yeah, no. Like, it's a different outlet, and I think, again, the situation we're in and the status of the world and how everything's gone right now, it's shown that it can do this. And if that opening weekend was, let's say, 200 to 300 million for Disney to bank, let's put it somewhere in that ballpark. Pick a number; it could be anywhere in there, probably on the higher end. What they're saying. Can you imagine how good it's done after word of mouth the following weekend and the following weekend, and how good it's going to do till it's officially on Disney Plus for free? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm assuming...
I just want to know the international numbers.
Oh my god, yeah.
Because if that's domestic, they've got to be huge.
Yeah. I mean, my assumption is, again, they don't say a single thing and they let the narrative play out the way it's been playing out. And when they announce, just like when they announced, oh, you guys, we're supposed to only have 30 million by when? 2 years from now for Disney Plus? Oh, we got 60 as of yesterday. What was that? I'm assuming they're going to drop something like that with Mulan, being like, so here's the actual number, blah, blah, blah. And then everybody goes, oh, wow. And the stock jumps again. So,
yeah. And this is apparently only from roughly 30% of their subscriber base. So there's people saying VOD's not viable. It's viable.
Yeah.
Like, enough. Like, can we stop this argument now? Is it going to kill theaters? Probably not. Is opening a movie in the middle of a pandemic going to kill theaters? Probably.
Yeah.
Imagine having to operate at a loss for a movie that needs like 500 to 800 million to break even.
That's the other story that hit this week. Theater owners are absolutely pissed at WB because operating costs for the weekend that Tenet came out so they could show Tenet put them in massive negatives where they were actually losing money showing that movie.
Yep. And like, how did no one expect this was going to happen? Yeah. Like, the theaters are just as dumb as WB for it. They must have known that people weren't going to rush to see anything because you know, yes, there's a small chance you could die because of coronavirus. It's not huge. It is small, but that small percentage is still hundreds of thousands of millions of people dying. Who wants to risk that? And then, you know, it's just so dumb. And like, oh yeah, we're losing money because there's no movies. Well, you're going to lose money when there is because no one's going to rush out and see it.
Right. I don't know, the situation that they put themselves in is like mind-boggling to say the least. And then looking at this whole Mulan situation, now you're like, well, Disney is going to show us that it's viable. And I wouldn't be surprised by the time the investors call comes, or at least the fiscal one that comes on in like March. By March, I would not be surprised if they go, well, half of our slate that was going to go to theaters is just going to video on demand. Because why not? Why wouldn't you?
I say there was I can't remember where it came from. It was something about the US and vaccines and how when's life can get back to normal. And they reckon even with the vaccine, it's going to be late 2021.
Oh yeah.
So just because 2020 is finished doesn't mean this is going to go away anytime soon. And you're going to have to deal with the after effects of everything. And like, to get the vaccine going around is going to take a while. So people aren't going to be rushing out even then. So, hey.
I mean, optimistically, end of 2022, they can start to get back to normal. Like, that's...
Yeah.
Oof. So...
I say start of 2022 push.
It's going to be a while. So hopefully, you know, we'll find out more official box office numbers over the next couple of weeks. But things are looking good for those that want digital release.